Today's a prep, cut, and weld day. Hopefully make some progress. As far as the prep goes, we're going to be cleaning up all of my plasma cut parts. You can kind of see I gouged into this a little bit pretty heavy. By a little bit, I mean a lot of it. So that's going to take some cleanup. Is not going to weld the best, basically, because where this is going to line up, there's going to be some inclusions, and I'm going to do the best I can. It just might not turn out very pretty, but that's okay. It'll be structural. This one, man, I don't know what I was doing. Sheesh. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Luckily, on the one that I sawzalled, it's not near as bad. That one will clean up pretty okay. Also going to get into this stuff, cleaning that up. I have limited grinding abrasives, so we'll just make do with what we got. Here we go. We had to take a quick little detour and add a dryer to this airline reel. I was getting way too much water and it's blowing through my tools, and that's not good for your tools, so quick little detour. But now I got a valve that I can shut off this this airline, because this leaks air constantly, so I'm constantly having to unplug it and blow out my ears, and I don't like that, so at least we have a valve now. Beautiful. All right, back to work. Woo, that worked out pretty okay. Got the taper. All my measurements are looking okay. I'm choosing to not prep this side yet, just to give myself a break from grinding. That took a lot of time, and I don't really particularly like doing that too much. So I'm gonna take a break from prepping and get this side welded up, so that we're basically halfway done then. From there, we're gonna build the platform that the treehouse is gonna sit on. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna go about that yet, but getting this knocked out will give me some more time to think about it. On another note, as far as welding goes, this is 100% a spool gun job. I have a spool gun, but I don't know how to use it. I've used one at work with varying levels of success. And I don't know if I really trust myself. Plus, I don't know if I hook it up to the TIG welder or do I hook it up to the MIG welder. I really don't know. So I'm just gonna choose to not do that, even though it's probably the tool for the job. This is gonna be really gross to weld. And I'm just gonna use my really long lead of my TIG welder and TIG weld it up. It is, I'm warning you now, it's not gonna be pretty, but it'll hold. It'll be structural. That's the main goal. I'll try to make the rest of it pretty, where it's like fresh metal and stuff like that. Fresh. But yeah. So don't judge me. Here we go. To help make this job just a little bit easier on me, I'm deciding to use a TIG button. It is variable range. The harder you push, the more amperage you get. So that's going to make my life a little bit easier. I don't have to kick a pedal around, wherever that is. You can buy this from somebody off of YouTube, 6061.com or something like that. I love this thing. This thing's awesome for doing roll cages, and it's going to help me out with this too, so I'm not kicking a pedal around. Cool. Here goes nothing. It's funny, I haven't used this TIG button for a while, so I'm already looking for my foot pedal, which is not everywhere. I have the machine set to 200 amps. We'll see if that's enough. This stuff is pretty thick on the very ends. I'm going to tap her up first. Nailed it. All right, I'm going to put you on a time lapse now. I'm mildly surprised that welded pretty okay, considering it was pretty dirty and I did a half-assed job prepping it. Okay, maybe it doesn't look that great. Definitely doesn't look great. but we're definitely stuck together. Really nice and good like. Yeah, I didn't do the bottoms. I don't know if I'm gonna do the bottom. We'll see. Yeah, so you guys need to go sit on the charger for a couple minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that side knocked out so that we're at the same position so we can start on the fun part, which is the base. Fun, I don't know. And then hopefully, get the treehouse on it. And then we'll probably go into sheet metal from there. Bam! And what I meant by that was the other side is now to the same as the first side that you guys saw. So it was the same work, less grinding because I sawzalled that side. So the lines were straighter and less cleanup was needed. So that went a little bit quicker. It is, it's now later in the day where I'm actually probably able to make some noise and I can keep this door open because it's pretty nice out. I started pretty early this morning and I didn't want to piss off my neighbors, even though I only have one. But when you only have one, you don't want to piss them off. All right. So I guess from here, now that our main base is done, I can either cut this stuff out here or I can start building the legs for the platform. Before I do that, I need to decide on a height. So I need to go measure the treehouse and see how high that is, decide the maximum height I would want it to be, and then make the legs that high. I have decided on a height for the base. So I've decided now that I'm gonna cut this guy out along that angle so that this is attached to this. Could you hear me? So that this is attached to this without me having to do any more welding. And then I can take this and weld that to the bottom of this. Does that make sense? That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna cut all that out and then I'm gonna flip this thing over and then I'm gonna do some welding. Goodbye. Yeah, now it's perfect. Don't mind the jagged edges. I'll take care of that in a bit. Man, that TIG button makes quick work of kicking around on, jumping around in a bunch of different spots when you have bars and stuff in the way. If I was kicking a pedal around, that probably would have taken twice as long. Really love that TIG button. It feels good to be using that again. It's been a while since I've used it. But yeah, so that's all locked in now. The structure's back in this trailer. I do think, now I'm gonna have to think about this some more, but this bar here along the back is probably gonna end up going here too, so it's in line with that. I am not sure about that because basically I'm gonna have to design a tailgate for this to work with the treehouse, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I think it's time to flip this thing back over and start building the base. gonna do that a couple more times. The boss is here to make sure I'm doing a good job. All right, so basically we got the extrusions cut. This probably doesn't make much sense right now, but I'm going to use the trailer as the jig to line up my extrusions. And I don't know, I did some, I don't know if it's algebra or geometry. It's probably geometry. And I tried to do some math to figure out what angle this needed to be because there's a taper. It's like a trapezoid or something. The internet told me, and I didn't listen to it. I made up my own number, and it worked out. Got a good gap. So basically, follows the trailer, same with that. I'm going to use that as the jig to weld it up. And that's all I have to say about that. Here we go. Hopefully that's starting to make some sense. So basically, floor, bench, treehouse will land on top of this, and we'll end up fastening it to that. So there's the base I've been talking about. Now as far as this overhang here, I was talking to Mandy about it. We didn't know if we were gonna cut it off or whatever, but I'm kind of thinking that this might be nice for when the wedge camper's up, we can step up on that to pull it down. That's kind of the thought. I might end up leaving these here. But this is probably gonna get cut off, and I'm gonna add a bar underneath here. I don't know if you just saw my foot. I'm tired, it's been a long day. Bar underneath there to finish up the floor. So probably need to do one bar here, one bar up there. Then we can add sheet metal to there. The big problem with this project is that I can't bend any metal. So if I want 90 degrees, I'm gonna have to either tack weld them together, stitch weld them together a little bit, and then seam seal or whatever. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see what happens when we get to that point. But today has been a big day of welding. We've got a lot of this done, which is awesome. And basically we have, you know, this extrusion's kind of a goofy shape, so we're just kind of making do with what we got. I'm gonna use this little space here to hold in some insulation foam. So it'll kind of, this will end up getting sheet metaled in from the bottom into this, and then we're gonna add some insulation foam in here. So that 1-inch stuff that we used for the Celica seat delete. Oh yeah. I really wanted to get the treehouse on this thing to test fit it in this video, but that's just not gonna happen. I don't have enough hands here to help me get one of those on there, and it'll have to come off again anyway, so I think I'll have to wait till the next video. But sorry I didn't film welding the extrusions onto those uprights. You guys had to go back on the charger again. I've used up basically all of this Sunday, and just was thrashing towards the end because I wanted to get something done. But anyway, there it is. Starting to take shape. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hopefully maybe you learned something. So good at English. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that bullshit. Goodbye.